So, welcome to the second class of our science and strategies for restoring metabolic health holistically. The second class, we are going to focus on the hormone regulators. The hormone regulators are your adrenal glands, the adrenal glands. Now, in our classroom, the Kajabi classroom, some of you replaying this or replaying this at a later date. Some of you are active at the live time of this recording, which is Monday, February 10th, 2025. If you're in the classroom, I'm posting everything there. If you don't yet, you can go into the App Store, download the Kajabi Classroom. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go back to the first video. The beginning of the very first class, number 1, breaks all of that down for you. Because of the interactions in the classroom, many of you have an interest in cortisol. So I added a short cortisol bonus, and you also have an assignment that we will go over. So we're going to jump right into it. Today with the adrenal glands, I have lots of holistic remedies for you. So make sure you have pen and paper ready or plan to come back, and feel free to share this. Share. So let me move some things around, bring up my screen. I will leave my video on. Some of y'all was like, girl, we want to see you. I will leave it on for part of it. Other parts I won't. I have notes because I get excited and get distracted. And so I pulled out some of my class notes from when I took this with topics I may want to touch on with you tonight related to the adrenal glands and cortisol. Just depends on how I flow. So let's get to it. Let's share my screen. Let me move. I'm going to move me over here. Let's go into present mode. And let me share. Now I'm going to share, but let me see. I think I'm going to leave me in the corner. No. Okay, Zoom, you give us all these options. I don't like being all up in the screen, but maybe we will. Okay, I'm going to try a few things. I'm going to try a few things here with the share. So this will be interesting. Okay. Okay. Y'all should be seeing this now. Now, daughter, I'm going to check my phone in a minute. Let me know if this looks crazy, okay? Because Zoom gives us all these options to share. Let me know if this looks crazy. So last week we touched on the liver, the king of fat storage. We're touching on 4 key players in your metabolic health. All right, 4 key players in your metabolic health. The first one was the king of fat storage, the liver, right? We had a liver activity around that. The second, and these aren't really in order of importance. It could be argued easily. I argue that the liver is the most important of the 4 because it performs over 600 metabolic functions. So the hormone regulators are the adrenal glands. Here we go. Your adrenal glands regulate your hormones. Your adrenal glands are on top of your kidneys, in your back, 2 little small glands. Very small, but very powerful in what they do. Number 1, now remember, as I'm teaching this, I'm teaching as related to metabolic health, and a lot of it will skew towards weight and fat loss. But because that's where my expertise lies, even if this is not your issue, the information you're gathering, you'll be able to be more in tune with what your organs are supposed to do and how they may not be functioning and how that's impacting you. All right. So, okay. Thank y'all. My daughter let me know. She said they like it. It looks good. Okay. There we go. So I left it on a little something. Okay. So number 1, your adrenal glands secrete hormones that regulate your body's response to all types of stress. So although we'll be focusing on cortisol today, they don't just secrete cortisol. I won't get into those other hormones. You could do a whole course on cortisol. On the adrenal glands. But as related to your metabolic health, I'm going to focus on cortisol because it's the one that most impacts metabolic health. Now, this part is important. I love to point this out with my clients. Your adrenal glands determine if you store your food, your fuel, as fat or if you burn it as energy. Now, let me give you an example. If you decided at your office, more people work from home now, but say you're deciding to eat something greasy, I call it greasy shenanigans, or something sweet, some of your sweet shenanigans. If you are eating it and you are stressed while you're eating it, Your body, and I'm gonna get into why it does that, is going to decide to store it as fat because you're stressed. What did I talk about? When you're in fight or flight mode and you're stressed, your body's going to it's not going to mobilize the fat. It's not going to release the fat. It's going to hold on to it because it thinks that you need to fight or flight. And you're like, I don't need to fight or flight. It's just the chick over there is getting on my nerves, or my man made me mad, or somebody whatever it is. So I often say, whenever you are eating, oftentimes what's the mental state you're in, that your nervous system is in. You know, there's your sympathetic nervous system and your parasympathetic. Sympathetic is what activates the fight or flight. That's the fight or flight. Your parasympathetic is the rest and digest. It brings you down. So when it brings you down, this is why in my healing diets with my clients, the first 10 days, I don't have them exercising. We're healing the body and they still lose weight and they look amazing because if they're exercising, their body has been in crisis, and we need to heal when it's in rest and digest mode. So if you're eating a piece of cake, you better be happy. Watch you a comedy show, laugh about it. Don't let nobody talk about, oh, I thought you was doing a diet. You shouldn't be eating that cake. You better eat the cake, anime, and enjoy everybody the cake, okay? Eat the cake, anime, and enjoy every bite of the cake. Okay, got it? You do not want to be stressed when you are eating the cake. You do not want to be stressed when you are eating the cake or eating something, because your body will determine in that moment, oh, we're going to store this as fat because she's stressed out and she might need it. It's not going to burn it. Remember, you are not what you eat. You are what your body decides it's going to do with the food. As related to digestion and that breakdown that we'll get into in the upcoming weeks, it's what your body is able to absorb. But also your organs decide what to do with the food that you eat. All right? All right? Your organs decide what your body is going to do with the food. You don't decide because of what it says on the back or how many macros or micro ingredients it has. Your body decides based on what it has assessed are your needs. Your adrenal glands also, the hormones allow you to adapt healthily or unhealthily. I see y'all in the comments. Thank you for the compliments on the shirt. Thank you. So they allow you to adopt healthily or unhealthily. The example I just gave you was unhealthily. Your body's adapting to the environment you subjected it to. We talked about this in class number 1. That big old belly is just trying to protect you by storing the toxins that keep them from floating in your bloodstream. That's all it's trying to do. Don't be mad at your body. Give it better conditions so it can do its work. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so even more specific to, I say happy naked body goals, because like I said, this presentation was based on weight and fat loss. But I want you to think about this, even if you don't have weight loss goals. Think about what happens, okay? So when your body is stressed, and I'm going to get into what cortisol is, so just keep up with me. When your body is stressed, okay, your body will pull nutrients from muscles if you're not fueling your body appropriately. So those of you that chronically diet or skip your meals and go, I don't know why I'm not losing weight, but you have a stressful lifestyle that you've gotten so used to that you think that you're not stressed, but your body on the inside is frantic and it's like, we're stressed out. Bitch, we ain't, we're not. Y'all know what happens when I get worked up. I apologize. Let me put the curse words over here. Your body gets worked up, and your body wants you to know that even when you think you're not stressed, it may be stressed on a cellular level, and you put it under these conditions. It has to do things to keep you safe, to maintain homeostasis. What are one of these things? If you're not feeding it and it's stressed and it wants to prepare for fight or flight, it's going to pull nutrients that it needs from your muscle. You get muscle breakdown because of that, all right? Number 2, going down. Higher cortisol levels. I talked about the increase in cortisol suppresses insulin sensitivity. My perimenopause ladies, menopause, I'm 48. If you're over 40, you're in the box. I still get a regular period. You're in the box, okay? Just accept it. Perimenopause is anywhere 10 to 15 years before your period ends, where it's been gone for 12 consecutive months, right? Now, guess what? The average age for a woman's period to end is age 48 to 52. If you're past the 52 mark, you're out of the norm for your period lasting. So if you're 40, You're perimenopausal. Your estrogen is declining in ways that are already impacting your body in a way that you may not yet recognize. We wonder why heart disease is higher in women, while we see more type 2 diabetes and different things, and you think, I'm getting older. Yes, you're getting older, and you're hitting a phase in life where those hormones start to decline. So, in menopause, I say all that to say, lowered estrogen levels, they contribute to everything. Lowered estrogen levels often increase cortisol. So you get these fluctuations in cortisol. I get clients all the time. We'll talk about cortisol testing. My cortisol test was fine. How'd your doctor run it? And maybe your test was fine based on what the measurements are, but is your body adapting to that? Remember, we talked about bioindividuality in week 1. So maybe your body, if your body's screaming, you can't lose weight, you're working out, you're eating healthy, you have inflammation, dis-ease and disease is mounting in your body. That's why we don't look to labs all the time in functional medicine. We just don't. Your body is going to tell you what we need to know. So high cortisol levels suppress insulin sensitivity. Remember I talked about insulin sensitivity. Insulin is what speaks to the cell and says, open up, get this sugar out the blood before it becomes toxic. That's what insulin does. That's what insulin does, okay? That's what the semaglutides do as well. They suppress appetite, and they also help people get the sugar out their blood to increase insulin sensitivity. Insulin resistance means the cells are like, we don't hear you, we don't hear you, we don't hear you, we don't hear you, insulin, we don't hear you. That's insulin resistance. When cortisol goes up, and this makes sense, check it out, this makes sense. When cortisol levels go up because it's a stress response, fight or flight, your body wants to keep the sugar in the blood because it fuels activity. So of course, the cells are going to block and become insulin resistant, right? But if that stress is not you about to squabble up, you're not about to fight or flight. That was a good halftime show, wasn't it? That was a good halftime show. Okay, back to it. You're not about to fight, then guess what? You have excess sugar in your blood for no reason. What happens to excess sugar eventually? It gets stored as fat. And cortisol, there's also cortisol-induced type 2 diabetes, which we will get to. Okay, more specific also with the adrenal glands. If you are not eating enough or not eating the right foods, a string of hormonal reactions will slow down your metabolism. A cascade of things happen, okay? Lastly, adrenal fatigue. That's a state of operating in crisis. It's the root cause for a lot of women's issues, and many doctors won't diagnose it. They don't even look at it unless it presents as like Addison's disease or Cushing's disease syndromes. But we're going to go over what some of those symptoms may be. And you may realize, you know what? They don't God diagnose me. Based on what you presented, my adrenal glands is tired. You remember what they look like, right? You remember what they look like? Let me remind you. Look, they're right here. These little purple things on top. These are your adrenal glands. The purple things on top, these are your kidneys. Okay, these are your kidneys, your adrenal glands. This is who is responsible for secreting cortisol and other hormones also involved in that response. But I'm focusing on cortisol. These little purple things here. Can somebody let me know, or my daughter let me know, so I'm not looking through all the comments. Y'all know I get real animated. Am I too animated up here in this box? Do I need to turn my camera off? Am I distracting? Okay, let's keep going. Daughter, I'm gonna look at my phone when you send it. Okay. If you stress, let me move this little box here. If you stress your mind, body, or soul, your adrenal glands, the regulators, remember Warren G? Remember Warren G? The regulators. Okay, my daughter said, I'm not. She said, I'm good. I see y'all in the comments, menopause here. Not me with a sprained ankle eating cake. Girl, look, Samantha, just be like, I'm happy that I could even be on here present. Don't be stressed about eating that cake, okay? Your stress is going to do more damage in the cake, okay? Eat the cake, anime, enjoy it. But if you're stressed, mind, body, or soul, even in a way where you don't realize it, guess what? Wait a minute. Why is this box not moving? Here we go. Your adrenal glands will respond by slowing down your metabolism, your fat burn, your key metabolic process. Wait, let me make sure I'm not missing nothing. Oh, I missed some stuff, y'all. I had some notes. I told you, me and this camera, I missed some stuff. I can, oh, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna run it back. So yes, stress makes you fat. Stress makes you fat. So I'm gonna run it back. Oh, this is perfect timing. Everything always lines up. Everything always lines up. Okay. Alignment favors me. Yes. Y'all need to repeat that. Repeat. Alignment favors me. Repeat that. Okay. Okay. So back to the adrenal glands before we get into stress making you fat and going into cortisol. All right. I put these lessons in bite size. We're going to be off here before 8 o'clock. Okay. So. All right. So let me take you back. I'm going to get sciencey. Okay. Follow me. When your body perceives stress, it stimulates, and this is all in line with what you see on the screen. Stress makes you fat. Because I want you to think about people, places, things, whatever it is that you need to eliminate or limit that are causing your body. Because by fat, I mean your body's holding on to toxins. So even for people that are not underweight, but just relate this to other conditions. Although this presentation is specific to fat, okay? All right. When your body perceives stress, remember, everything starts in the brain. It stimulates your pituitary gland, which we're going to get into next week, right? We're going to get into your thyroid and your pituitary gland. Your pituitary gland sits at the base of your brain. Your hypothalamus is what pretty much tells it what to do. There is a hormone called ACTH. ACTH is the hormone that when the fight or flight response comes on, your brain that perceives it stressful, you get an email, you click in your box and there's an email and you're like, didn't I say what I said? That low stress response, your pituitary gland said, hey, yo, fight or flight. She's ready to fight or flight. The ACTH causes the activation of the cortisol to your adrenal glands. It shouts down to the adrenal glands, hey, yo, secrete that cortisol, yo. So I give you these analogies so you can know what's going on in your body. All of these organs and hormones and things are speaking. Remember I said hormones are chemical messengers like DoorDash, Instacart. They get the organ tells them what to do and they go to tell the other organ what to do. The brain actually is what tells the hormones what to do. The hypothalamus is like the main center for all the hormones. It tells the hormone, this is what's wrong, go regulate. The hormone goes to deliver the message to the organ that's appropriate. So the ACTH tells the adrenal glands, I need you to make more cortisol. And meanwhile, you just pissed about an email. You don't want insulin resistance. You don't want the cortisol going up. Look, it's y'all already in the comments talking about my adrenal glands is burnt out. You didn't even get to the symptoms, Rocks. My adrenal glands is burnt out. But this is the thing. And I'm gonna bring it back. So perimenopausal, menopausal baddies. You probably thought that only your ovaries made estrogen, right? Before you even have a period, it's only your adrenal glands. It's only your adrenal glands that make estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone in small amounts, right? So when you get to our age, right, in this 40s, 50s, and you no longer can rely on that superpower hormone of estrogen to be produced at the rates in which it used to be, your adrenal glands have to take on the work again. Your adrenal glands is like, yo, imagine you at work and you like, so wait, because she ain't doing the work no more, I got to take on her load. I ain't even do that in like 30 years. Are y'all following me? Are you following me? Because your adrenal glands that are like, wait a minute, the ovary's not doing that no more? I got to do the work again? After 30, 40 years, you want me to do this again? So imagine if the adrenal glands, you already done fatigued, tapped them out. They like, she over here done had me stressed out for the past 10, 15, 20 years. I'm tired. Now you want me to produce some more estrogen? Nah. I'm giving you an example of how somebody would feel at work if somebody gave them a job that they haven't had in a long time and you already been wearing them out with their job. You think they're going to do it? So look, let me show you what I got on my thing. Y'all think I'll be playing about my darn cortisol wellness drops. Don't worry. In the replay of this, you go scroll down in the box and you're going to see, and I'm about to go over all of this. You about to get your pen and paper handy. We're getting ready to go into all this. I keep these cortisol wellness drops. But truth be told, my other strategies weren't working anymore. So I just got these in the mail. Like a day or so ago and started using them and I feel a difference already. Because when I realized, wait a minute, I'm going to need my adrenal glands to be okay so they can produce some more estrogen. to be able to help me navigate all of these years coming. All right. Is this making sense? Let me know if this is making sense and resonating with you, even if you're not menopausal or perimenopausal. It's going to come if you're a woman. Men, if you're watching and you know someone, any woman over 40, whether she having hot flashes early or she complaining about other stuff, she's more moody, her skin's breaking out, her hair is falling out. All right. Okay, so, I forgot something else. I need to turn the camera off because when I talk like I'm talking to y'all. That's my problem. So Candy said, yeah, my job makes me fat. There's people that you have to think about, who am I going to let trigger this fight or flight response? Am I going to respond in a stressed out manner? Am I going to respond with some breath work? Let me grab my cortisol drops. Let me get my cortisol. This is what I need y'all to be doing instead. And going, that's what I'm going to do on that. And I'm going to do some breath work. This is how I want you to learn to respond to things that are stressful or your body may perceive as stressful. You may not think it's stressful, but if you hear that, if you banging on that keyboard and you emailing back like that, your body is like, boo-boo, I'm stressed. Slow them fingers down. It's stressed. It's stressed. It's stressed. Okay. So also, as related to the thyroid, which we also get into next week. Oh, we're doing good on time. We doing good on time. Y'all flowing with me? How's the pace? Is the pace good? You keeping up? You know, I talk fast and try to fit a lot in and give you analogies so everyone can understand without it getting too clinical. Give you what you need. Shout out to my girl, Chaz. Shout out to my girl, Chaz. Chaz, you're going to love this next one. You're going to be telling everybody in the house. You put me on the TV. Turn me all the way up. Oh, gosh. Okay. Also, the ACTH that I talked about, that tells your adrenal glands to make cortisol. Y'all said yes, yes, yes. Great. Okay, if you had a hysterectomy, well, that's not your adrenal glands, but we want to talk hysterectomy and things like that you had if your ovaries were removed when we get into hormonal imbalances. But your adrenal glands is on top of your kidneys. Most people don't have those removed. They usually don't even remove those when you get your kidneys removed. So, the ACTH tells your TSH, who's had a thyroid panel before. The thyroid stimulating hormone is the hormone that tells your thyroid, go, go, go. It's the hype man. It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Burn that fat. Your thyroid is the furnace. Next week, we talk about the furnace and the thermostat. That ACTH that your pituitary gland secretes to tell, it sends the ACTH down to the adrenal glands to say, hey, we're stressed. The adrenal glands say, okay, I'm going to release cortisol. And then I'm going to tell you what the cortisol does is cascade of different things. The hormones are messengers. They communicate the way we do on social media. The way you are in this chat, you're each like little hormones, commenting and directing. Sort of, kind of. That kind of wasn't a good analogy. But the hormones direct. They're more intentional. They're intentional with what organ they're going to, what they're going to tell it to do, and the organ going to do it. All right? So your thyroid, your TSH then slows down. It affects the thyroid and it more impacts. Remember last week, I think I mentioned that RT3, the reverse T3 that nobody checks. That's the fat hoarding hormone. T3 is the gas on the pedal. Go, 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 metabolism, burn, burn, burn. RT3, don't worry, we'll talk about this again next week. RT3 is the fat hoarding hormone. When the ACTH tells the adrenal glands to make some cortisol, the cortisol then causes the RT3 to be produced. So when you stressed out, so on this screen, when it says stress makes you fat, every hormone in your body that's operating related to the stress response is creating a metabolic kind of storm that will lead to you being fat because it thinks that you're about to fight and you need the energy. And you just responding to an email. Or you got mad because you were scrolling. Thank you. You said the pace is great. Okay. Wait. I'm sorry. Who in the comments said passively aggressively taking stress drops while staring at them? Y'all my kind of people. Petty but not petty, right? Just a little bit. Okay. The RT3, I'm not even going to get into because I'm going to keep pace and get onto the cortisol because next week we talk about thyroid. And so I'll get more into this. I have my little notes here. A year. Your body's going to, bottom line, keep in line with this. Your body is going to adapt functionally or dysfunctionally. What do you want it to be? the conditions you subject it to, your body's going to adapt functionally or dysfunctionally. And the adrenal exhaustion can occur when your body's been under stress for a long time. Some of us have learned to just operate in a stressful state, and you say that you're not stressed. But this operating at this way, and this is where adrenal fatigue comes in, and the opposite happens. Your adrenals go wonk, wonk, wonk. They can't even do their job. They all out of cortisol. They tapped out. Okay. Let me save this. I had a lot of notes for y'all. So look, I'm gonna show y'all what stress did. But do I want to talk about coffee? Don't drink coffee. Okay. Coffee. I know I talked about it briefly. I don't know if it was on a live. Coffee increases cortisol. Cortisol levels are typically, healthy cortisol levels, you should be highest in the morning, right? Highest in the morning. If you're drinking coffee, remember cortisol is the awake hormone. It also does what? It stimulates those processes to make you hoard fat. Why would you drink coffee on top of it? Why would you then go, let me drink some fat juice. Let me hoard even more fat. Doop, doop, doop with my coffee. If you have to drink coffee, do a mushroom coffee. Do something that has other health benefits, not the acidic cup of joe that has mycotoxins. And it's the most highly processed kind of thing that we grow on the planet. It's highly processed. So rethink your coffee decision and just replace it with tea. Okay, I want to show you this. This is what stress did to me. Okay, this was me in December 2014. I was running fitness boot camps. I really wasn't doing any strength training, just running fitness boot camps, right? 2014. So this is December 2014. I'm 48. So I was 38. I was 38 right here. Right here in the middle, my daughter ended up in a wheelchair with an injury, all right? Injury for 2 years. And that took away her ability to walk from being a competitive gymnast. At this time, I also was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. This is what happened. I was eating less. I was still teaching class. But I would show up to class and the new people would be looking at my regulars as the instructor, like, oh, you the instructor. This is what stress did to me. Eating less, but still working out. This is what it did. I said, oh, hell no. And I started strength training. This was before I even got really focused with nutrition. This was 2017. Stress took its toll. This was November. So in less than a year later, this is what I snatched it into. That's what I snatched it into. I share that so that way I'm not only that I have the knowledge about it, but I want you to see that I've been through it. So look, I was here on the left in 2017. Then my spine collapsed. I had a spinal fusion and lost my father. And this is what I turned into. This was 2019. Then right here, boom, bam, thickums. Come on with them thighs. This was me in 2021. This was all stress. I was trying to teach boot camps again and everything. I was up moving around, but the loss of my father, I didn't realize how that grief took a toll. I wasn't eating unhealthy. Cortisol. It slowed those processes, and that's what it did to me. I show you this so you know that I've been through it. This is transparency. I've been through it several times. And then again, see, same summer. Girl, you know we be thinking we cute, right? Till we run them pictures back. You be like, oh, I was looking cute. I was only eating 2 meals per day here. Look here, eating 5 meals per day. And by 5 meals, I mean breakfast is usually some type of smoothie, the 2 meals and 2 snacks in between. Those are my Rev Me Up fat loss programs. You can go to my website. That'll be in the link below to visit on what those were with the system that I use. This was 2 meals a day. This was 5 meals a day. But when you think meals, don't think big meal, okay? This was the difference with stress. Let me get this off this screen. Okay. Come on now. Okay, so your adrenal glands need proper rest to replenish themselves, to adapt to the everyday stressors. And sometimes you forget about stressors like, when you think about your personal stressors, what about the biochemical stressors? The things that we breathe in? What about the things that you eat that are processed? What about the medications that you may take? Last week, the challenge was count chemicals, not calories. Your body has to do, that's a stressor on your body. So with all of this, these different tolls, we don't really take the time we need to really replenish. And our adrenal glands, them two tiny little things on top, we're stressing them out. We push, putting the body into overdrive. And we kind of adopt it as a lifestyle and call it, yeah, I hustle hard. I watch people hustle up the ladder and hustle so much they can't really climb the ladder because everything, the metabolic processes are slowing down. Dis-ease and disease. And they become unhealthy and unhappy naked. That's what happened with me. So there's three phases. Let me go over here so I can, there's three phases of adrenal gland stress, per se. Adrenal gland stress. So let me walk you through these. Do I want to share this? The healing diet. No, sorry. I'm clicking around. Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it either. Okay. Is this it? Nope, that's not it either. Give me a minute. Okay. Don't diagnose yourself. I'm giving you I'm sharing information because I realize in the class I actually also have other practitioners in the field of health, some in holistic health. So I'm sharing this because this may give you some insight into things your patients or others may be experiencing. So don't self-diagnose, okay? Don't self-diagnose. All right, arousal. This is acute stress. It's the mildest form of stress. You suffer from stress for a short time, but you're not incapacitated by it. You may need, it's almost like when you go through, say like you had a rough week of studying in college, or the past 2 weeks you had this deadline to meet, but then you bounce back, right? Phase 2 is adaptation. Did I spell this right? Yeah, adaptation. No, I spelled it wrong. I'm missing a T. Adaptation is what this should say, okay? This stress is more acute, but it's recurrent. You're likely to have extended recovery periods. It's like, okay, last week, that's out the way. Now what else can I take on? Superwoman, Superman. You don't give your body the extended rest it needs in between these phases of acute stress, right? This is when you can see your sleep affected. You may feel more anxious about things. It's a good time to evaluate cortisol levels during this time. Most people don't think to evaluate cortisol levels. Don't worry, because in this week's challenge in the classroom, and the link, if you're watching this replay, what classroom? Scroll down in the description box and there will be a link there. I have you doing a mapping your cortisol levels without labs to give you some insight, Last is exhaustion. And this is the phase where the stress is recurrent. It's just recurrent. You're going to have, what's the best way to say it? Excessive fatigue, sleep apnea, short-term memory issues. These are the different issues. Now, based on what phase you're in, is how the upcoming slides that are going to give you different adaptogens and supplements we use. So when you see this, because I'm very careful as a practitioner, don't just go buying all the supplements. You want to look at, because we're going to talk about sleep. Oh, we're running out of time, y'all. So stay with me. Do I need to make this 2 classes? Ooh, do I need to make this 2 classes? Let me think through this. We might got to make this 2 classes. Might got to carry this into next week a little bit. Let's get into the herbs. Okay, screenshot time. Adrenal support foods that support your adrenal glands. The good thing is a lot of these also support your thyroid, which we'll talk about next week. Oysters is a superfood. These are the power foods for your adrenal glands. I take an oyster. I'm trying to become more routine with it, but oysters have selenium, zinc, and iodine, the 3 key power nutrients that you need for thyroid health. Your thyroid is your furnace. It burns the fat. Liver releases it. Thyroid burns it. But the adrenal glands, though, decide if your body's gonna burn when you eat, burn the stuff, and also releasing the cortisol that's causing your body to hold on. So it sends those signals that speak to those other organs. Avocado, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Some of my clients are like, oh, I recognize that from our smoothie. Yes. Coconut oil, almonds, low sugar fruits. And you might be like, that's not a low sugar fruit. It's a power fruit. And it's low on the glycemic load. Seaweed. You see me eating them seaweed snackety things late at night. Yes. Eggs, salmon, this is all healthy fats, omega-3s, omega-6s, omega-9s, you want them all there. Bone broth, cruciferous vegetables, especially if you have gut issues, just skip the cruciferous vegetables and stock up on the rest of the stuff, okay? All right, all right, all right. Thank you. So my stories are inspiring. That's why I share them. Mushrooms. Mushrooms, mushrooms, mushrooms. Mushrooms. Okay. Mushrooms. You can incorporate mushrooms. I haven't worked with them as often as I would like. So I have my little slide up here, my little paper, so I can give you guys the goods with this. All right. Yeah, somebody in the comments said, Chad said we all look like that in 2021. Coming off that pandemic. Whoo, we were swole. We were swole. So the reishi mushroom. It's the mushroom of immortality, they call it. It has adaptogenic properties, and I'm going to get into some other adaptogens. So this helps to regulate the stress response and promotes balanced cortisol levels and supports adrenal gland function, right? You can incorporate this as like a powdered extract. I like tinctures. Sometimes the powdered extracts, some of the bioavailability, how much of your body, how much of the actual mushroom or supplement your body can break down and use. Sometimes that process and making a powder form, you lose it, which is why I love a tincture. Sometimes they can be pricey, but I love a tincture, and your body can absorb it more easily. Powders are good too, though. Powders are good. You can put them in smoothies, but you can put them in teas and soups. So the mushroom that's on your screen is lion's mane. That's a lion's mane mushroom. Okay. All right. Cordyceps. Cordyceps. The cordyceps mushroom. I like this one. I haven't tried it, but if I have to pick one for clients, most clients are going to need energy, right? So it's energizing and revitalizing. So it's suitable for supporting adrenal fatigue, and it also boosts your electrolytes. It also boosts your electrolytes. So I'm helping you know, so certain things may stand out that you feel like you need. Same thing, powdered form or extract. You can add it. I like taking my stuff just straight, no chaser, like just get it down. Smoothies, supplements, you can do all of these in capsules. Be mindful, the more layers, the more chemicals. They will call it cordyceps or call it lion's mane, and then don't do nothing in gummy form. And when you're looking at the capsules, look how many of the ingredients are actually chemicals. This is why tinctures are good. It's usually one ingredient and maybe some vegetable glycerin or something like that. Okay. Lion's mane, lion's mane, lion's mane. I like lion's mane because it's pretty, right? Lion's mane is a pretty mushroom. It helps with mental clarity. So for those of us that are perimenopausal, menopausal, and starting to get that brain fog, the lion's mane can help with that while also supporting adrenal function and giving you more clarity and focus so you can be on. It also improves mood. Okay? Powder extract, tea, coffee drinkers, get a mushroom coffee. See the benefits? I'm not a coffee drinker, but if you can get the benefit of this and still have your coffee, like why not? Like why not? Okay, chaga mushroom. Chaga. Wait, where's this over here? I couldn't, hold on one second. I wanted to see. Okay, I wanted to see something on the screen. Okay. Chaga mushroom. It's a slow growing mushroom, which means they may not have as much. That may be a pricier mushroom. But if you have issues with your immune system, this is immunosupportive. So if you already have issues with your immune system and you know your adrenal glands are shot, you want to maybe push for the chaga mushroom. There may be some blends that blend more than one, right? So it also, powdered extract, brew it as a tea, same thing. I'm rushing through here, but I'm trying to get us all in. Worst case, we run over. I don't know. I'm going to see. I might have to, no, I got to give cortisol for your homework. We're going to figure it out. We're going to be running over. If you have to go and have to come back and play the rest back, fine. But I'm going to push through. Adrenal support tips. These are the lifestyle tips. Reduce your stress. Eliminate people, places, things. Put your boundaries in place. Learn to say no. Saying no is a full sentence. Rise mushroom coffee is one, for the person that asked in the comments, what I recommend. Rise is one that people who are coffee drinkers tend to like. There's so many health things on the market. It's hard for me to tell and keep up with everything. I just go to the back and read the labels and stuff and go, okay. And if my clients try something and they go, hey, that was good, then great. Because if it's something that you don't like food, I don't believe in eating food you don't enjoy unless it's medicinal, but there's a way you can make it taste good, then why? It's not going to be sustainable. That's the health psychologist in me. You need it to be something that's sustainable. No caffeine. Caffeine in terms of, especially if you're supporting your adrenal glands. Because what's the caffeine going to do? Stimulate cortisol. Your adrenal glands are like, I'm tired. I'm secreting cortisol all day, girl. I'm tired, okay? Okay? No smoking, no alcohol. Moderate exercise, nothing strenuous. Walks, yoga, Pilates. Get off the Peloton bike. Stop trying to sweat it out. Your adrenal glands need a break because exercise is also a stressor. When you exercise and go up, your cortisol levels are going up. Exercise has its purpose, but this is why you see people that are trying to lose weight or have certain health issues, and you're wondering why. And if it ain't working within 2 weeks, cut it. Anything related to health and diet, cut it and make an adjustment. Get to the root of what's going on. Okay, now we're going to talk adaptogenic herbs. Adaptogenic herbs. Let me get my notes. Now, all of these will be in the description box below, and there's a lot of them. Wait a minute, my mama texted me. What is my mama texting me? Oh, okay. Mommy. And I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I don't know why her messages just blasted right on through. Hers and my daughter's. It's supposed to be at 8. I'm supposed to be on TikTok at 8. This is the class. My live event for there is going to have to wait. It's going to have to wait. I probably could go live at the same time, but that's just too much technology. Okay. Let me put this on vibrate. Okay. All right. So YouTube at 7, TikTok at 8 after this as just like a follow-up. It's less formal. It's a follow-up. Okay, adaptogenic herbs. Okay, bitter herbs, nervine herbs. Vitamin C is excellent for helping. And I totally forgot until I've been dealing with issues where I'm like, my body's off. I totally forgot I've been taking my vitamin C. Magnesium, the magnesium spray it on the bottom of your feet. I already take a magnesium supplement. Magnesium your body needs, especially perimenopause and menopause. It's an electrolyte that we often underestimate. You need it for pretty much every function in your body. It's one where somebody said, should I take it? Yes. And there's different types of magnesium for different things. So look up all five types of magnesium. If you're in my portal and a client and you need that form again, let me know because it's somewhere in our portal where I can send the form to you. There's 5 different types of magnesium. They each do different things. Okay, ashwagandha. So phase 1, as these herbs, I won't even go by phases. I don't want to confuse y'all. So as I'm reading to you what these different ones are, and they're going to be below, it's giving you an idea of some of the adaptogenic herbs. Adaptogenic herbs work by helping your body adapt. If something's too high, it brings it down. If something's too low, it brings it up. That's why I love adaptogenic herbs. But too many people get wrapped up in seeing it and thinking they need all of these supplements. Make the lifestyle modifications and get your nutrition right, and then have a set go-to supplements that you can use. Some of them will combine, like the cortisol wellness drops that I'm going to put below. These are on TikTok and in the Amazon store. They actually have ashwagandha. They actually have magnesium. They have L-theanine that I didn't mention here, but it's going to be in the description box below. It also has rhodiola that I'm about to talk about. It doesn't have vitamin C in it. I'd rather take my vitamin C supplement separately, but some of them have the vitamin C. So this combination of things. Ashwagandha is one that also is a nervine. So it's an adaptogenic herb, but it's also a nervine herb. All right. It falls into both of these categories over here with ashwagandha. If you're sensitive to nightshade family food, plants, like I am, if you have an autoimmune disease, you can't do most of these. You just stuck on holy basil. Okay. I'm going to tell you now. Technically, I should not be doing this, but I got my rheumatoid arthritis in remission with my nutrition. So I'm like, let me try some of these herbs that be working wonders for my clients since my condition has been in remission, or should I say healed, you know? So if you take the ashwagandha in high doses, it can upset your stomach. If you have hyperthyroid, overactive thyroid, you want to avoid it. And if you have low blood pressure, be careful because it can lower your blood pressure. So this is why I'm saying before you go buy it, you maybe need to meet with a practitioner, whether it's me, someone else before. I have something called a clarity consultation that'll be in the box below, and it's on my website that you can book, where I look at your health history, your goals, everything. And then I come up with a care plan to give you what supplements you need, what meal plans you need, what lifestyle modifications you need. I give you everything in a care plan, broken down to the ground with the root of your issue, how we're going to fix it, how the supplement works, how you should take it, when you should take it, all of that in a care plan you get when you book a clarity consultation with me. Okay, so ashwagandha is one. Rhodiola is one of my favorites, but if you have an autoimmune condition, stay away. If you also have issues with being bipolar or manic, stay away because it gives you energy. Rhodiola is one of my favorites for my clients that suffer from managing stress and also needing energy. It also enhances male reproductive effectiveness, female reproductive function. It also enhances. It also helps to balance blood sugar. Rhodiola is a favorite for many reasons. So for diabetics that don't have an autoimmune condition, rhodiola, it also can help with fatigue, moodiness, and like I said, it enhances performance in the bedroom and out of the bedroom. So, all right. In terms of how you take it, you meet with a practitioner because it varies from person. Okay. You always start small though. Did I put that one there? I didn't put that one there. Holy basil, one of my go-tos, is safe for most with autoimmune disease. I'm not a medical doctor. And with any of this is educational, informational. If you become a patient, then I'm able to better help you, right? Holy basil is very versatile. It's also an adaptogenic, but it's also neuroprotective. It's also an antioxidant. It's stress reducing, and it promotes a healthy response to inflammation. So if you have an autoimmune disease, it's great for supporting the immune system. It also helps with blood sugar levels. It prevents gastric ulcers, and it inhibits the symptoms with allergies. So if you have hypoglycemia, since it lowers blood sugar, you don't want to take this. This is what I mean when you see TikToks and different people coming on and don't know what they're doing. Like, oh, this did this for me. Research it first because your background may be different. And that's a part of why I'm doing this course, to try to offer you so you can, not so you buy a bunch of supplements, even though I'm listing them in the box below, doesn't mean to go buy them all. It means to do some more research, pay attention to what I'm giving. Like, oh, that one sounds like one for me. And then explore it, right? Oh, thank you, Samantha. Yeah, you know what? My mom and my daughter are set as my favorites. And I don't know. They used to not come through. That must be it. Thank you. Okay. Licorice. Licorice is great for menopause, hot flashes, all those things. It's also a very effective adaptogen. All right. So I'm still here. I'm on this screen because we're on adaptogenic herbs. We're on adaptogenic herbs. Wait a minute. Let me do this. I can do this, y'all. Wait. Watch what I'm about to do. You might like this better. Watch what I'm about to do with the screen since y'all have this whole thing up. What else? Okay, it's anti-inflammatory as well, but you want to be careful if you have hypertension. Anything with licorice root, if you have hypertension, that can worsen it. So you want to be careful. And once again, if you have an autoimmune disease, there's over 100 of them, you want to be careful. Did my screen change? I changed it, but maybe it will. Okay. And it also can enhance estrogen. So those of you that are, did it change? It didn't change. Okay. So it didn't even matter how I'm streaming. If you are in your 20s and 30s, you most likely have more estrogen dominance. So you want to avoid this. You want to avoid it because it can but for those of us that are perimenopausal, menopausal, this could be great because we want it to enhance estrogen, right? Okay. Eleuthero root, also known as Siberian ginseng. These are all the things that are going to be below in the box. Eleuthero root is another one of my favorites. Any of my clients aren't going to go, oh goodness, yep, she gives me that one. It's also adaptogenic. It helps your body handle stress. That's what all of these do, is help mitigate the impact of stress on your body. Why do I recommend them? I recommend almost an adaptogenic for most people that have high stressful lifestyles, even if you're just managing a bunch of stuff, because you can't do, there ain't but so much removing of people, places, things, and boundaries you can set. So if you can at least support your body and support some of the other processes, you can get some of the benefit. It can cause overstimulation in some people. So let me remind you, I've had clients that the opposite things happen. So you know how if you ever taken an antidepressant and you're like, why does it say that it can make me suicidal? Because some things can have the opposite. They can do the opposite of what they're meant to do. So keep that in mind. I've only had that with one client where any of these caused this client to have the opposite effect. So you have to be mindful when you're taking supplements. Get a practitioner. She was letting me know right away in the portal where you can rate your symptoms. She rated her symptoms. I knew to snatch her rate off of it. Instead of you keep taking like, well, Dr. Rock said this was going to help with that. Listen to your body. Your body knows best. Okay. So let me come back over here. Okay. Additional reading for you. For those that want to read a little bit more, especially if you think you may have adrenal fatigue, you know, our book, the course book, The Holistic Guide to Wellness, go to page 90. It breaks down more on adrenal fatigue. Like there's like 5 pages worth, and the Candida diet and different things like that. That is a healing diet that I use with some of my clients. But it, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 pages of information on adrenal fatigue, right? So read about it. Doesn't mean don't self-diagnose, okay? I'd rather you do a clarity call with me before you self-diagnose and cause problems and spend what it's going to cost for a clarity consultation with me. You spend that on supplements that aren't going to help you in the way that you want. All right? We're moving. Yeah, I did put too much in here. Okay. Cortisol bonus. Let me ask y'all that are live, should we keep going? We need like 15 more minutes. Or should I make this a separate video? It will be a short one. Should I make this a separate video or should we keep going? Separate video or we keep going? Daughter, end up texting me and let me know. Give me a chance to... Ooh, why did I decide to go live on TikTok on nights at... What was I thinking? I gotta change the time. Oh, good. Y'all helping each... I love... Okay, I see it. I see y'all over there communing in the chat, helping each other out. I love that. I love it. Okay. Y'all, okay now. Keep going. I love y'all. Keep going. Just keep going. Okay, we're gonna keep going. The cortisol bonus. Okay. Wait a minute. I got notes everywhere. We just covered mushrooms. Let me get my life together over here. Did we cover all this? We covered most of this. Okay. Let me get this. What is this? Okay, cortisol bonus. Boom, bam. Boom, bam, bam. Okay. If you're in the classes where I'm going to give you some of your first sneak peek at your homework. Uh-oh, go off. Okay. What is cortisol? Where is my... Oh, here it is. No, I didn't want that. Here it is. Okay, what is cortisol? Cortisol is your primary stress hormone and reactor to stress. Whether you think you're reacting or not. When you get excited, the cortisol goes up. When you're pissed off, the cortisol goes up. Eustress and distress. Eustress, good stress, distress, bad stress. It is secreted by the adrenal glands. The key that I want you to note here, it is a glucocorticoid. Okay? Gluco meaning glucose. Corticoid meaning it comes from the cortex of the adrenal glands. Cortico, and oid, I forget what oid means, but that's what the whole world. It's a steroid hormone, bottom line. Like cortisone and prednisone. Drop in the chat if you're live, if you're familiar with what cortisone and prednisone do. You know what cortisone and prednisone do, right? Same family. Those are glucocorticoid. I can never say the word. It's what the word is on the screen. I'm tongue-tied tonight. Glucocorticoid. A glucocorticoid is what it is. Valerian root for sleep. It works for some and for others it doesn't. I started taking it and thought it was going to be amazing for me, and my cortisol levels is throwing it all off. So cortisone and prednisone, that's what cortisol is. We all know someone that's taken prednisone and blew up, right? They get, oh, thank you. I was going to say they get puffy, puff you up. I need you to think about that with everything we've covered when I talk about what happens with cortisol. So think about next time before you pop off, when you're looking at your load, what you need to delegate some things to, what you need to no longer do in 2025 and take off the list, because maybe you're not stressed because your body's just used to handling it. But could your adrenal glands need a break? Yes, magnesium is great for anxiety too. Come on, Empress. Come on. Increases appetite, decreases inflammation, gives you moon face. It sounds like y'all done been on prednisone or cortisone. So you get cortisol is the same family, but your body produces it, which also makes it like, this is, there's some good things about it. What does it do? increases appetite, increases energy levels. It calms allergic and inflammatory responses of the immune system. I have rheumatoid arthritis. One of the first things they put me on is a prednisone. But it also keeps your blood sugar levels. Now pay attention to this part. Stay with me. Oh, you could tell I typed this at the last minute. Look at this. Oh, I need an assistant. Ignore the typos. I will be correcting these before I ever present this again. It keeps your blood sugar levels adequate to meet your body's needs. Keeps it adequate. What determines if it's adequate? What's going on in your body, not how you perceive it. Well, it is how you perceive it because that's what triggers the response from your brain, from your pituitary gland, from your hypothalamus to go, wait a minute, send the signal down to the adrenal glands, the ACTH to the adrenal glands to support the cortisol. So you might be like, but I don't need the sugar that when the cortisol gets signaled, it'll actually go pull some glucose from storage and put it in the blood in case you need it. But guess what happens if you don't need it in your blood? Come on. Your body will store it as fat. Your body will store it as fat. Y'all don't understand how I be wanting to climb through my screen when I talk sometimes. You like to grab you and be like, do you hear what I'm saying? Like the body is so amazing that a lot of the stuff that it's only trying to protect us. It's trying to maintain homeostasis. It's really trying to protect us. And it's just like, you subjected me to all this stuff. I'm trying to keep up. It also increases blood pressure. Okay. So it does the thing when we got our knee is swollen or something like that. But, y'all getting the point of stress. We're getting ready to hone in on sleep because that's the part. So cortisol diabetes connection. Drop a comment. Did you know that cortisol had a connection to diabetes? Did you know? Tell me, did you know? I had to make sense out of it when I couldn't understand why my father's side of the family had more type 2 diabetes and why I was pre-diabetic when I was my leanest and my most fit in 2017, and I still am now. And my doctor finally said, stop worrying about it. Now I understand why. That side of the family, we're real energetic. They're the pop-off family. They're to jump out in traffic and fight you well into their 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. And learn to get calm, and then tell all of the younger ones, calm down, like this ain't good for you. I learned to calm down early. It's not worth it. Once I learned that when your cortisol goes up, it takes 7 hours to come back down. You are not going to put me in fat hoarding mode for 7 hours. Oh, it's real peaceful over here. Remove people, places, and things that disrupt the peace, because you ain't going to have me just because I want to pop off. That's making me fat. I'm going to be peaceful and cute and bad and healthy and lean. That's what I'm over here working on. Not getting back at somebody or getting revenge or That's already taken care of. That's already taken care of. See, y'all making a connection. Talk to your doctor about this stuff. Some doctors don't even explore it. If you know you're eating healthy and doing these other things, like, it ain't my food. The cortisol. So cortisol actually is the hormone that's responsible, like we talked about, for raising your blood sugar when you're in fight or flight. If the blood sugar is elevated already, say due to dietary factors, then the cortisol makes it worse. But let's say it's not dietary factors. You can get cortisol-induced type 2 diabetes. Is really bad. A lot of time you'll hang around at pre-diabetic. I'm pre-diabetic. So a lot of times you'll be more like right here, pre-diabetic condition. And you also may deplete your adrenal reserve. So that's the connection. The connection is that when you get worked up, sugar gets released into your blood. And if you're not using the sugar in your blood, what? You see where I'm going? Do you see where I'm going? I hope this is helpful to those of you watching live and replaying. Oh yeah, 7 hours. The most accurate cortisol test is not the blood test. It's a saliva test. It's an ASI. It's a saliva test. You check your saliva morning, afternoon, night, because your cortisol have times when it should peak and when it should go down. So the ASI test, it's patterns. It's common to see a pattern sometime of the adrenal glands exhausted in the morning from the day before, when they actually should be at their max, but they're exhausted in the morning. So those of you listen, if you have issues with sleep, like I've been having lately, in the morning they're exhausted when the cortisol level should be high. Then at nighttime, they're like, oh, we recuperate. Now we're up. Cortisol is also the awake hormone. So why can't you sleep at night? Your cortisol levels are off. They're fluctuating. The balance is off. And that could also be to the declining estrogen levels. All right. The saliva test is in my Amazon thing. You can buy one, but I always tell people don't buy the test and stuff. Your body's talking to you. Just support your adrenal glands. Do the things to support your adrenal glands if any of these things resonated with you. Okay, the cortisol and sleep connection. Wait a minute, because I had something I wanted to read to y'all, the sleep connection. Then you have your homework, and whoo, this class was longer, and I did start late, so we actually been on for an hour. So, okay. So, okay. Also, if you're waking up in the middle of the night, not staying asleep, what wakes you up is cortisol, period. So if you go, I keep waking up in the middle of the night, that's your cortisol. Cortisol is the awake hormone. It's the awake hormone. Cortisol is the awake hormone. So don't tell me you don't have a cortisol issue. Maybe your cortisol levels aren't high, but they're not regulated the way they are. Y'all be surprised at the clients I get that think they done their due diligence and read it. I'm fine. My labs are fine. And I'm not going to go there, but I'm taking everything in that I was taught to evaluate on their physical presence. And I'm like, okay. And that attitude is why you look like that and are struggling the way you are. And I see the puffiness here and your neck is dark and okay. But if you have all the answers, great. I'm just the board certified holistic health practitioner with a bunch of certifications and degrees, but what do I know? So I say that to say don't, and I'm never one to think I know it all. Functional medicine is about learning, and evolving. So before you go, I don't have that issue. If you're waking up middle of the night, that's cortisol waking you up. You may have a regulation issue with your circadian rhythms, okay? With that. She said, cortisol is a devil. A doctor can do it, but insurance likely won't cover it. They're really only going to cover it if it's linked to a different condition. Did I go over this? Okay. Let me give y'all some real quick before I get to cortisol and sleep. Let me give y'all... Did I go to... I wanted to give you some issues with cortisol. Let me go back to the test. So debilitating fatigue. I have like my paperwork here if you see me looking down. Debilitating fatigue, that's a red flag. If you're just tired, wake feeling tired, just tired all the time. Unexplained hunger, cravings, digestive concerns, electrolyte problems. If you crave sugar, not saying that's the only issue. We look at this as a whole together. All right, as a whole together. So it's not just, I crave sugar, cortisol issue. No, you have to look at the full, a functional approach, a holistic approach, looking at the whole body, but that could be an issue. If your blood pressure is too high or too low, problems with sleep or wake cycles, can't stay asleep, can't go asleep, adrenal glands, and especially if other things may have resonated with you. Now, remember, they also play a role in the orchestration of several other hormones. We're only talking about one related to this metabolic process. So think about the other things, adrenal deficiencies. What if you're a single parent? What if you have an unhappy marriage? Stressful work conditions. If you're an entrepreneur, drug or alcohol abuse, you have a child with special needs. These are all things that are stressors that you have just taken on as your identity and don't think of it as a stressor. If you have odd work patterns, sometimes you work late at night, sometimes you work in the daytime. If you stay up late, especially if you're already fatigued and you're scrolling. Nutrient deficient food choices, being a perfectionist, remaining in a no-win situation, major surgery, death of someone that's close to you, loss of a job, an abrupt change in your financial status, over-exercising, chemical exposure. These are stressors to those little bitty glands, right? Right? So support them. You don't necessarily need a diagnosis. Just go, let me do some things to support them. Because I think they've been overworked. Let me support them. So, did I want to share any of this? No. I think that's it, what I wanted to share there. Okay. Oh, here was the sleep thing. Let's go back to sleep. Yeah, I'm going to be real late on TikTok. Okay, sleep connection. Sleep connection. Then get your pen and paper because you're going to do an assessment. You're going to do an assessment next. So get your pen and paper. Let me go to what I wanted to read you guys about sleep. I didn't want to miss this. I didn't want to tell it my way because I like the way it was here. Okay. Let me see this. What did I mean? Let me look at my notes. Look at my notes. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. So if you're going to learn from this week's activity, this is what I'm going to say about sleep. This is what I'm going to say because it's easier for you to do the activity instead of for me to spend more time going on the impact of sleep. It's the awake hormone. That should tell you enough about sleep. It's the awake hormone. That's the connection between cortisol and sleep. When you sleep, you don't want to be awake, right? So if you ever notice yourself getting tired, right? Especially around that 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock time, that's when the melatonin is the hormone that makes us go what? To sleep, right? If we notice that getting, like kicking in, and you're like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I'm tired early tonight. And you still try to watch TV. You have the blue light in front of you. You're scrolling. You're doing work. You're pushing through. Your body's ain't gonna go, oh no, we're not going to sleep. All right, cool. Pump the cortisol. Then you wonder why at 1 or 2 o'clock, and I'm talking to myself in this moment, you wonder why at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, you can't go to sleep. Because the cortisol is up. You're like, well, let me go do some work. Because you did not listen the first time your body gave you the signal that it's time to wind down. So sleep hygiene is important for those of us that have begun to struggle with cortisol fluctuations that cause us issues with getting good sleep. So I have for you, get a pen and paper, a sleep habits assessment. Where's my assessment? Where'd I lay it down at? Where'd I lay it down at? Oh, here it is. Okay. This assessment we actually use with patients. So I work for a health research university. I won't say the name since this is on YouTube, but I work for a well-known university that has hospitals. Everything is on the West Coast. I work remotely. And this is something that we use with our patients, and it's, use it in psychology. So real quick. Okay. This is long. Okay. So related to your sleep environment, which of these, and it says there's no right or wrong answer. It's just going to make you think, especially whether you're doing the activity that's going to be in the classroom or not. It's going to make you think. It's going to make you think. Can I change my live? Hold on, y'all. Can I edit a live? Can I edit? Live event. It's at 8:15, so technically I'm just a little late. Will it let me edit? I can't edit it. I can't edit it. Okay. Let me just put running late. Sorry. Be on by. There we go. Okay. All right. So I want you to not write down, but just do a little. Remember we did tally? I want you to tally, 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 tally. All right. So sleep environment. And if you want to put sleep environment, so you know how many tallies you get, right? Only tally if this is true to you. Only tally if this is true to you. Daughter, if you're still on here, I want you to do this. Mother, I want you to do this. This made me go, ooh, girl. Okay, sleep environment. Tally, put a check if your bed is cool, quiet, and dark, your bedroom. You have a comfortable mattress and pillowcase. Put a tally, a check. You use curtains or blinds to block out external light sources. Put a check or a tally. I keep the bedroom clutter-free and organized, not sleeping next to piles of clothes like I do years ago. Is your bedroom clutter-free and organized? I'm so tongue-tied tonight. And the last one under sleep environment, do you have a relaxing bedtime routine to signal your body that it's time to sleep? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sleep environment. If you got 4 out of 5, great. If you got 3 out of 5, great. Less than that, you need to think about your sleep environment, okay? Keep this handy. Oh, I need to post this. Wait a minute. Let me make a note because I didn't post this in the classroom. So let me make a note because y'all might need to go back over this. Post. Okay, let me write sticky notes. Next, technology use. 3 different areas. I avoid electronic devices such as my phone, tablet, or computer at least 1 hour before bedtime. I don't think nobody on here is checking. I like when y'all tally in the comments. Y'all so funny. I love that. Technology use. You avoid electronic devices such as phone, tablet, and computer at least 1 hour before bedtime. Next one. If I use electronic devices, I use a blue light filter or night mode. Number 3, I don't keep my phone in my bed. It's placed in another room or away from arm's reach. I started doing that because of the impact of the radiation and stuff. So I know for me, I don't stop an hour before bed. I don't use a blue light filter or night mode. I do keep it away arm's reach. So I got 1 out of 3 for technology. Technology. Sleep schedule. Sleep schedule. There's 3 for sleep schedule. Put sleep schedule. There's 3. I go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on the weekends. I avoid taking long naps during the day, especially in the afternoon. I see all these, I'm looking because I see all these zeros popping up. It's okay. It's okay. I establish a relaxing pre-sleep routine, such as reading a book or taking a warm bath. Sleep schedule. Those 3. I go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on the weekends. I avoid taking long naps during the day, especially in the afternoon. I establish a relaxing what is your pre-sleep routine? I'm usually on the vibration plate. That's kind of a sleep. And I put my castor oil pack on. But then I get back on my phone. Like, okay, diet and exercise. Diet and exercise. And then we have one more. So sleep environment, technology use, sleep schedule, diet and exercise, and then one more. Diet and exercise. 2, I avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime. Oh, look at y'all and all these ones. Yeah, we got to get it together. I avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime. Did you? And then number 2. So diet and exercise is just 2 things. I engage in regular physical activity, but I avoid vigorous exercise close to bedtime. So if you don't engage in regular physical activity, don't check it. But if you do engage and you avoid vigorous activity close to bedtime, then great. Close to bedtime is like 2 hours before. Diet and exercise. That was just 2. Now the last one, mindfulness and relaxation. Mindfulness and relaxation. There's 2. Y'all being honest, I only got to tell you to be honest. She said, I'm about to be better. I love it. Like, you just throw the whole assessment away. Oh, where'd my sticky note go? Y'all got me laughing. I done lost my sticky. Oh, there's my sticky note. Okay. There's my sticky note. I'm back. Okay. I practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or gentle yoga before bedtime. I'm so tongue-tied today. And then number 2, under mindfulness and relaxation, I manage my stress through techniques such as journaling or talking to someone about my worries. Now, talking to someone about your worries is different than complaining all the time and not finding a solution. Okay? Venting one time is one thing. So I'm going to make sure I post this later tonight in the classroom, so those of you have this to refer back to when you do your assignment. All right? So you kind of know by doing it. Look at all these 1s and 2s, what you need to do. So cortisol mapping. Cortisol mapping. Is that it? Let me see if this is it. Yup, we're done. Okay, so let me come back. Let me stop the share. Cortisol mapping, because I want to show you this. I want to show you this. Okay. Here we go. Get my screen here. Get all my screen situations together. We made it, y'all. We made it. It was longer than, it was longer than planned, but thank you for hanging in there. For those on the replay, I know I get excited about this stuff, and this is what happens. Okay. So can you see me? Because I can put this up. Okay, wait. I can share this. Hold on 1 minute. I think I can share this with you. I can share your lesson with you. Where is it at? Okay. Here it is. Okay. Okay. I'm about to share my screen again. And this is your homework assignment. And even if you're replaying and you don't have access to the form in the classroom, screenshot, because you can draw this. I'm going to tell you what to do with it. I'm going to tell you fast. So you'll have to, okay, I lost my Zoom screen. We're back. Let's share desktop 3. Boom, bam. Okay. I'm back. Okay. Let me get some water. Whew. Oh. Oh, cortisol can cause tension, headaches, and migraines. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So the cortisol chart. This is a way to map your cortisol without a test. It's a way to map your cortisol without a test. All right. So you can print this out. I put it in the classroom under the cortisol section, or the week 2 section, not the cortisol section, the week two materials is under there. And there's a challenge this week for it. Your challenge is to map for 3 days. So you will be mapping. The green right here is where your cortisol typically should fall. So when you wake up in the morning, you want to put a dot where you're falling based on how you feel. This is really based on how you feel, right? So if your energy is way up here, you done had your coffee, why are you off the chart? Because then all of a sudden you would have a crash down here, right? What we want to typically see is how your energy feels in relationship to the time of day. So what you would believe would be ideal. So in the morning when you wake up, how do you feel? Where are you putting this dot, right? Don't pick the dark green because I told you that's where it should be. And you should have 4 dots. Morning, see, right on the line, noon, evening, and night. What you may also, wait a minute. Okay, you're going to get an ideal cortisol curve. See that curve? That's the ideal curve. Start high, get lower, 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 lower. But some of y'all may go like this. Can you see you can see my mouse on it. This will help you identify, oh, yeah, based on how I'm feeling, oh, my cortisol levels may not be high, but they're fluctuating in a way that's not normal. So my adrenal glands do need some support. All right. So I break this down. What I just said is typed up. If you didn't grasp this, it's typed up in the classroom. All right. It's typed up in the classroom. And it even tells you how you can kind of like make this your own without printing it out. I want you to do it for 3 to 5 days and tell me what you noticed. And then you're also going to share what symptoms that we talked about that may be presenting, or what this told you about your sleep hygiene, like how you may need to improve your sleep hygiene based on this. Let me come back here. So, hormone regulators, the adrenal glands, plus a small cortisol bonus. Now, I know that a lot of people who came in the class, what is going on with the light? Okay, came in the class, you may have had other issues related to cortisol. I don't answer all that here. I specialize more in focusing on how it can impact the metabolic processes. I think that was clear with how it impacts your metabolism, right? But you may then want to do a deeper dive. So the adrenal glands and that link to cortisol is key. I gave you what page in the book to go to. And in the other book that we're using, the Apothecary book, they didn't have much in here. I gave y'all a lot more in terms of support. Page, when you look in the section here, you go under endocrine system, and they have something called rhodiola capsules for cortisol balance. I didn't like that only because it just tells you to get the darn rhodiola powder and put them in capsules yourself. Get the tincture. It'll be in the thing below, but it's page 256. Page 256 in the book. I don't like capsules anyway. So this is something from this book I don't necessarily, not that I don't agree with, but all of the links that are also in our classroom and that will also be in this description box below have the different ones. If you feel not only conflicted, but confused, you need to book a clarity consultation. You may realize that by the end of the course, like, I need her to look at my health and let me know what I need. And I would love to do that. And the link to the clarity consultation is below as well. Okay, it's 8:30. Thank y'all. Next week, we'll get into the thyroid and pituitary gland. Then the following weeks, we're going to dive deeper into how you recognize when your hormones are imbalanced. We're talking sex hormones as well as cortisol, as well as insulin, how you recognize if they're imbalanced and what you do about it. We're going to talk about gut health, the digestive system stuff, and the immune system stuff. So next week, thyroid and pituitary gland, and then we're diving deeper into each of those 3 systems that are linked to regulating your metabolism. So thank you. Once this is up, please share it. Share. And for those of you on TikTok, I'm getting ready to go down and set up the camera, and we're going to have a little chit chat. You don't have to be on. It's me having an informal chat. It's a way to connect with new people that may have missed it. So yeah, All right, have a great evening, you guys. Thank you. And don't forget to check in the classroom for the challenge. I will be uploading the sleep habits survey later this evening. Yes, the replay will be added to YouTube. It'll be under lives and it will also be under free metabolic health course. So you'll be able to find it two places here on YouTube. Yes, it will be here. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I received that, Empress. Sending you peace too and love and light. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Y'all did good. Y'all hung in there for an hour and a half. Most of y'all. You did good. You did good. Oh, thank you. All right, y'all. See you later.